Okay, hello and welcome. I got my iced coffee today. I had some leftover coffee from yesterday. Decided to make an iced cup of coffee and I am ready to do this week's Will I Buy It. If you guys are new to my channel, every single week I like to sit down and just discuss the new makeup releases, mostly indie makeup releases that I've noticed that have caught my eye over the past week, and share with you guys my thoughts on it, whether I plan to buy it. And I just like to drink a coffee and just make this really chill and kind of laid back, and I love discussing these with you guys. So if you watch this video and you have any comments to make on any of the makeup releases that I talk about today, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments, or if you're able to make it on Saturdays, I usually do these as premiere and I'm in the live chat and I love chatting with you guys and discussing these makeup products that we are going to dive into today. So if you want to tune into the next one, keep an eye on my community tab, and I usually announce there what time, but typically it's Saturdays around 11 or 2. Those are the two good times that I have for me in my days. So why don't we just go ahead, jump right into it. I'm going to pull up my phone and we can chat about some new makeup releases. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and do my Instagram shout out for today. And for today, I'm going to be highlighting this commenter from my most recent Instagram post. They left this really sweet comment and it just stood out to me and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to comment on my posts over on Instagram. I really do appreciate it. And you are my Instagram shout out for today. Alright, so first up, let's go ahead and talk about this palette. I might have mentioned it in last week's late breaking news, but I want to touch on really quick because I did get a couple tags on it. But the brand is called XZX Cosmetics and they're launching this 420 palette. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it's a 420 themed palette, but it's a green themed palette. And you guys know me, I love green eyeshadow. That is just like my favorite. I have a lot of loves when it comes to like colors and color combinations, but there's something about green. If there's a green in a palette, it's always the first thing to grab my eye. So a lot of y'all tagged me and I appreciate it, letting me know about this palette, and I really do like it. OG is definitely the shade that stands out to me and jumps out to me the most, but Kush also looks really pretty, as does Hybrid. This is a really pretty palette. If it were a different theme, would I buy it? Because I'm not crazy about the 420 theme, but just looking at the color story, I don't know if I would pick it up because I feel like while it does have those pops of green that I do really like, I feel like a lot of this palette not turns me off, but doesn't intrigue me enough to try. And this is a new brand I've never heard of before. Let me know if you have. But like Puff Puff doesn't really intrigue me. Mary Jane just, I don't know, doesn't look super intriguing. Blunt, Hot Box, and Faded, also nothing about that. And also Hemp up there, I missed that one. Nothing about those really grabbed to me. CBD, just neutral type of shimmer. So a lot of this palette doesn't call for me. I feel like if I were to pick out my favorites, it would be that OG Kush Hybrid Sativa, I think is how you pronounce that. That shade as well, and maybe Devil's Lettuce, though that one, I don't know, it just looks very muted. So almost half of this palette doesn't intrigue me. So that's why even if it wasn't a theme palette, I don't know if I would get it because it's kind of like a half and half. It's half a miss, half a grab. So it's a pass for me, but I did want to share and talk about it a little bit more with you guys. So Raine is officially dropping their bronzers. I know I've mentioned this before, so I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet, but they are dropping, when is this? They have 6 shades, light, medium tan, dark, deep, and deep dark. Price will be $16 and launching $3.19. And I feel like I've gotten a comment in the past saying like, oh, that's not going to work for like lighter skin tones because all the bronzers look very, very deep, but they have one there for light, and like up here at the top, I feel like that one right there should work for me. I don't know, I'm very intrigued. You guys know I enjoy Raine as a brand. I have tried many of their products, most of them I love, and there's like a weak point in me when it comes to bronzers. I'm always open to trying bronzers. Bronzers excite me for some reason, so I'm tempted to try this, and I might make a little order from Raine and pick up the bronzers and maybe a couple brushes, but I might just wait for a sale to do that because I don't need to get another bronzer. I'm not planning to like make a video over these bronzers, so it just kind of be for a me purchase. So I think I'll wait for a sale, pick up a couple of their new brushes because I love brushes, and then probably pick up this bronzer. Okay, I think I've covered this before. I can't remember it. Again, it might have been in the late break news, but this is EUnique Beauty. Look at this. It looks really pretty. It's going to be available for pre-order, ships March 26th. That's why I feel like I haven't really gone in depth on this. Maybe it was other palettes, but anyway, look at this palette over here. That looks really, really pretty. I love a good green. It's half mattes, half shimmers, and that gold, I really like that dirty type of gold loofah. That's just so, so pretty. And then what is it? Exfoliate looks like such an interesting color. I'm so intrigued to see what that's like. And also with the other palettes, this one, Pamper Me, Pamper Me I wish was in the green theme palette, and then I think I would buy it in a heartbeat because there's something really special about that shade there, but then maybe it'd be repetitive with the dirty gold. I don't know. Pamper Me is just like screaming at me from that palette, but that's the only one that grabs me. I don't know. These little palettes are really, really cute. The green theme really has my attention. And then the top palette I know I've ignored just because it's not really my speed, but I'll give it that head wrap is a really pretty shade. That looks really pretty. Let's see, ships the 26th. I don't have any prices. I've never tried this brand. Let me know if you have. I can't get Pamper Me out of my head. That looks so beautiful. I don't think they're glitter. But anyway, if you have more information, let me know that down below in the comments. I don't plan to pick any of these up, however, but I did want to share with you guys that they've definitely caught my eye. Copacetic Cosmetics released another quad. Every month she releases a special quad for the month, and this is April's. This is really pretty. I like matte, so this isn't anything that I would grab. And Copacetic Cosmetics I also know is more of a chunky type of formula when it comes to their shimmers, and that tends to be not my preference, but this is really pretty, like especially for spring. I feel like it's, you know, it's a beautiful color story. I like the green. But yeah, the pink looks chunky, and then the white, you know, kind of looks just sheer. And then the peach, I don't know, it looks like a nice shimmer. Nothing too wrong with that. But that hot pink looks a little too chunky for my preferences. I'm so sorry, my internet is slow today. It's storming outside. I'm not planning to pick this up, but I just thought it was a very pretty quad. I wanted to share it with you guys. If you are at all interested in trying Copacetic, check them out. Like I said, every month they put together a new quad for the month, and I think that's really cool. All right, I just want to touch on this really briefly, but Tarte / Sugar Rush is launching this new 20 creamy pigmented shade, 7 mattes, 13 metallic finishes. How much is it? $32. There is so much wasted space in this palette, I can't get on board with it. Like, it's not bad, but it's still a lot, and it's just, because there's so much wasted space, it just feels like it's so unnecessarily large that I just can't get down with it. Also, too, the color story is like not attractive and not intriguing to me at all. All their palettes kind of look the same. It just doesn't look like there would be much differentiation between the majority of those shadows because they're all so close. So if you like that wash of color look and you like neutrals, this is the palette for you, but me, tends to not be my vibe when I go for my makeup, so it's an easy pass for me. Okay, so Loca Lashes Cosmetics, or Co. I think I just talked about their brand not too long ago, but they're also releasing another palette, I'm gonna butcher it, but that word right there. So sorry, I'd rather not butcher it. But anyway, they're releasing this palette March 16th, $35. Very pretty. But for me personally, when I look at the color story in the palette and then I look at the palette packaging, I have a bit of a disconnect. Like, I look at this palette, and when I look at it, I'm like, ooh, that'll be like pinks and blues. That's what I like, that jumped out to me. That's kind of the color story I thought I would find when I opened this palette. And then they did the full reveal, and it's just kind of like a rainbow palette, and not that that's a bad thing. I don't know, there's just a disconnect that I see between the color story in the palette and the palette packaging. Not that that's a huge deal, but it's something that kind of, I don't know, detracts for me when I look at this palette. So I feel like I have a lot of rainbow palettes in my collection right now, so overall it's an easy pass for me, but I wanted to share with you guys about this new launch. Next up, I want to talk about Maniac Cosmetics. They are launching a bunch of multi-chrome eyeliners. This is one of them. Dilemma is what it's called. Look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. But this isn't the only one. She also has Insomniac. Look at this one. Oh, that would be so beautiful in the crease, like I'd like to do the cut creases. This one looks so pretty with that green to purple shift. I think those are the three main ones that she's done. Dilemma, Insomniac, and then Planet X. The multi-chrome in action. What is this one? Insomniac. So those three is what she's launching, and she might come out with more eventually, but oh my goodness, they're beautiful, aren't they? I am so intrigued. I forget how much they are. They're available now. I'm very intrigued. If I were to place a Maniac Cosmetics order, I'd definitely throw one of these, probably at least Insomniac, and maybe Dilemma, because look at that shift. That's so beautiful. So I would probably pick up both of those. And yeah, I might pick them up, but at this current moment, I am not. I'm going to hold myself back, but they are beautiful. They're available, if you're curious, on the website. It wouldn't be a weekly chat about new makeup releases if we didn't talk about Colourpop. So Colourpop is launching this Limoncello collection, and I know a lot of people are excited for it. I'm excited for the outer packaging. I think it's beautiful, but when we're talking about the palette inside, it's just a typical Colourpop palette with a different type of blue thrown in there and a different type of green thrown in there to be a pop. I really don't see it very lemony when I look at this palette. It's just a very neutral palette. The brushes look somewhat intriguing, but that's about it. Let's see. Yeah, here's a close-up of the palette. I don't know. I think that does it the most justice. Like, they put that in like the best possible light to really show off the colors, because as I'm seeing people get this palette in the mail, it looks more neutral. the more I see it. But anyway, they have sticks, looks like blush sticks, easy pass for me. They have eyeshadow sticks. I'm not an eyeshadow stick person, but I think that it's nice that they at least have a blue one in there, something different, and then more typical colors. Let's see, Luxe glasses. I'm currently trying one of their Luxe glasses. Oh wait, I have the lip oil. These are glosses. Never mind, I don't know glasses. The lip oil is just okay. I haven't been a huge fan of it. But anyway, they also have a Glisten Up Illuminating Mist. Easy pass for me. I'm not into face sprays. A body shimmer, not into that. The brushes, as I said, the brushes are the only thing that I was like, ooh, what is that? But looking at them, they're just very standard type of cuts, and I have, you know, a million of each of these, so the collection as a whole is just a super easy pass for me. I know a lot of people are excited. I'm happy for them, but for me, it's an easy pass. Okay, we got to talk about this brand. This is Lashes by Lena. I was drooling over these palettes when she was launching them. First off, the packaging I think is absolutely beautiful. Like, look at that. It's so, so pretty. And then the color story inside, she did an amazing job, especially this one. You guys know those greens. I am zeroed in on them. They look beautiful with those deep blues. Oh, that would be so pretty. They got other, you know, colors, pops of colors. And also, too, I want to throw out there are no glitters in here. So these colors, oops, in the top corner, that looks so unique. Those aren't glitters, those are shimmers. I am so tempted, but the only reason I haven't bought this palette specifically already, I mean, look how beautiful that is because they're expensive. And I'm not knocking the brand at all. I think she got a little bit of pushback saying like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. Brands, I've always been that, you know, I've mentioned this before. Brands put the price up what they want. I don't think people should like go after a brand for how they market or how they price their stuff. That's their, you know, decision to make. However, this is just expensive. It's over $100. I just bought the Natasha Denona palette, which is over $100, and I just bought the Glaminatrix palette, which with shipping was like $100. And so I was like, Katie, you need to slow your roll here. You're just spending too much money on palettes right now. So that's the biggest reason. If maybe I didn't buy the Glaminatrix or the Natasha Denona, maybe I could talk myself into spending, you know, $100 once on this brand to try, but I haven't tried the brand. I haven't seen much about the brand. It's so expensive that I'm gonna wait for right now. But definitely keeping an eye on this brand for sure, because let me go down and see it. Look at this. She is creating this palette, which she says hopes to be launching in like a month or two. I cannot wait to see what she does with that. So maybe that'll be the palette that I spend, and I'm assuming it's going to be around the $100 mark as well. So maybe that'll be the palette after, you know, a couple months to kind of recover from Natasha Denona and Glaminatrix. Maybe then I'll spend it on this, but I'm just curious to see the color story for this one, because you guys know I like yellow theme palettes, so I'm curious to see what she does with it. Beautiful packaging. It's a bee theme, she said. I'm just so, so intrigued. So I'm going to hold out. As much as I think this color story is beautiful, I love those greens. I'm not going to spend the money on it. I can't spend the money on that right now, so I'm going to pass on it for now. It kind of hurts too because these colors are beautiful, but I'm passing for now. Dominique Cosmetics launched a new collection. It's this little palette with lip glosses. Lip glosses don't intrigue me. This palette, I think it's pretty. It definitely looks like her, but it's just not for me. I wonder if Raine, I'm assuming it's not. Let's see, 4 mattes, 1 pressed glitter, oh, and 1 silky pearl finished. Oh my goodness, I assumed she wouldn't put a glitter in her palettes, but she sure did. Raine? I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's a pressed glitter. Oh, that's disappointing. Anyway, it's an easy pass for me. You guys know I'm not into pinks, but it's a new collection from Dominique Cosmetics. I feel like it's been a while since we've heard anything from her, and yeah, just wanted to share that. Okay, Glo By Glory. I have to apologize because I feel like I've mentioned this brand in the past, and I think I pronounced it like Glo By Glory, and afterwards I was like, Katie, it was probably glow, like glowing, Glo By Glory. Anyway, this brand is launching this new resume palette, and here is what kind of the mock-up looks like. It's a really pretty color story, especially for spring, and here is kind of how it ended up looking in person. It's really interesting. It's like very different, something, I like interesting things when it comes to palettes. I know some people might just think it's a little extra or just unnecessary, but I like a palette to be a little unique, a little bit different than just a normal palette. But here's what it looks like, and then the color story. Here it is. I think there's pressed glitters in here. I can't remember. Launches the 19th, $32. Probably somewhere in all that, but I can't see if it jumping out to me if there's pressed glitters or not. Those two in the middle, multitasker and references, look like pressed glitters, but it's a pretty color story. I always get a little sad when there's a beautiful like springy type palette with like more than 2 like brown shades thrown in there, because for me personally, if I'm going to go with a springy look, I don't like pairing very pastel, light toned spring colors with browns. I just feel like it brings it down a little bit, and maybe that helps some people ground their looks, but for me, I don't like working browns into like a hot pink or that purple up there. That just wouldn't be my style. So when I see this, you know, those 2 browns in there, there's just not enough for me to do something with this palette. So it's an easy pass for me, but I figured I would share. Definitely gets points for being a unique packaging and presentation of a palette. BPerfect Cosmetics launched this Give Back palette. It's a purple themed palette. It's an easy pass for me, but this is for this was launched I think on International Women's Day. And they're also, I think they're donated. Yeah, 100% of net proceeds from this palette will be donated to Step Up, helping teen girls and underserved communities fulfill their potential. So that's really cool that they created a palette to help give back to the community. I think it's a cute color story, but I'm just not into the purples, so it's an easy pass for me. ZeeSea, I don't know how to pronounce this brand, but this brand Cosmetics have launched 2 new palettes, and they get their packaging like spot on every time. Like, look how beautiful that is. So beautiful. But the color story is just a little, for me, like look at the pressing. Presentation is gorgeous. But when I actually look at the color story, this is the only one that mildly intrigues me, and even that, it looks like there's glitters in it, and then the mattes are just very neutral. So it's an easy pass for me, but I had to mention it because I just love, like, look at that. They have like a pink flower in a blue powder. Like, I have no idea how that would work logistically using it on your eyes, but it sure does look very cool in the pan. LORAC Cosmetics launched some new loose setting powders. I don't plan to purchase any, but I thought that was good to see LORAC coming out with something. I feel like I'm over here on the sidelines rooting for them. I haven't purchased from them in forever, but you guys know I always enjoyed LORAC's formula, and I hope that they can kind of make a comeback. But this is nice. I do like a good setting powder. I just have a bunch. I just bought one from Give Me Glow, so I don't need any more. But yeah, they did launch those. I forget how much. It doesn't say on here, but they are available now. So Beauty Creations Cosmetics is launching this Dare to Be Bright 2 collection of eye color based primers, gel pot liners, and cream pencil liners, launching Thursday. I think this was 2 days ago. Okay, so launching a couple days after you guys see this, the day I'm recording this, at noon on Beauty Creation Cosmetics. Dupe that has a code if you're curious. Let's see. Color bases are $4 each, gel pot liners are $2 each, and cream liners are $3 each. I think I said gel pot liners are $2. I meant $3. Very affordable, and I am so intrigued. I'm very, very tempted to give these a try because I've been on the hunt to find a good, bright, like, colors to use in my waterline. The only ones that I know of are from LA Girl and Colourpop. Colourpop dries out so fast. They're very vibrant, and I like how they look, but after like a week or 2, they're just like no good anymore, and after a month, they just break off every time I use them, so I don't like them. And then the LA Girl Cosmetics, they're nice, but they're very watery in my eyes, and they definitely disappear within a couple hours. So I haven't found a good gel liner that's very bright and colorful, almost neon, that I can put in my waterline that'll last nicely. So I'm tempted to pick up a couple of these and see if they can last in my waterline. And especially because it's so affordable. So I'm very tempted. The gel liners, I don't have any, need for. And the color bases, I just don't have any need for. It kind of, makes me think of P. Louise is what I think they're going for. But cool collection. Very, very tempted only for the gel liners. Don't plan to pick up anything right now, but definitely very intrigued to see if their gel liners are worth it. Rephr Cosmetics came out with 4 new brushes. They have 40% off right now. None of the new cuts really intrigue me. That one is the only one that does, but I have plenty of brushes, so I talked myself out of it. This blending brush looks like a bigger blending brush, which I don't need any of it. Pencil brush, I have a lot of pencil brushes. And then this little tiny detail brush. That is nice, but I have a lot of them. I don't know. There's just nothing about them that intrigues me enough to try them. And also too with Rephr, I kind of struggle because they do often do 40% off, but their shipping is also expensive. So anytime I've bought from them, I feel like I end up paying kind of almost similar to like when I buy a Sonia G brush from, Mercari or something like that. So I've only bought from Rephr, I think, twice. Maybe I need to wait for free shipping to make it worth it, but I just noticed that I'll buy a brush that's significantly discounted and then I pay a lot for shipping, so it ends up kind of being at retail price for the brush. I don't know. Anyway, they're new brushes, but the new brush cuts don't intrigue me, so it's an easy pass for me. Sigma. Now Sigma's launching brushes. That has me super intrigued because they're like little detailed blending brushes and stuff, and you guys know that's what I like. I wish they had a picture of all of them. They sent them out to some influencers. I know Karen Harris got it. I don't think she's done a video on them. She might have like featured them in a video, but I don't remember which video that would be. But you can check out her channel, maybe watch through her videos to see if she talks about them at all. But I am super intrigued. I don't need to buy any brushes right now, but if I were to want to place an order or Sigma had a sale, free shipping, something like that, I'd probably pick up a couple of the really small ones because I love tiny detail brushes. Okay, so BPerfect Cosmetics is launching an Empress flat top kabuki brush. I think that's all it is. They made a big to-do about this new Empress, you know, it's gonna be launching today. I just looked as I'm recording this, and I think this is what it is. They're doing a flat top kabuki style brush, £14.99 pounds. Yeah, available at 10 a.m. on Friday. Yeah, it's a kabuki brush. I have so many kabuki brushes I do not need anymore. And I'm not a fan of kabuki brushes. Like, I like stipple brushes, or more like, what am I using right now? I've really been enjoying the brush that I can't, oh, here it is. This is from Playing and Makeup by Lena, but it's like a flat type, but it has a slant to it. So it's almost like a kabuki with a slant. I really like that for applying my foundation. But anyway, I'm not really into the super flat kabuki brushes. So it's an easy pass for me, but it is something new from BPerfect Cosmetics. Okay, so Makeup Revolution, or iHeartRevolution, is launching new palettes, and this one, Good Luck Charms. You guys know this one caught my eye. Looking at it up close, let me get a little bit closer. I feel like there's a lot of shimmers and not a whole lot of mattes. So the bottom row looks matte, the second row is shimmer. That second row has 2 mattes, then shimmer, then almost all shimmer except the dark green, and then all shimmer. So a lot of shimmers, which I'm not the craziest about. I feel like their avocado palette is also like that. There's a lot of shimmers and not as many mattes. And while I still like that palette, it was just a little limiting in what I could do with it. So as much as I love this color story, I would have preferred it or been more tempted to try it if a couple more of those shimmers were mattes instead. So it's going to be an easy pass for me. This color story down here, purple, doesn't intrigue me. You guys know that, but it's pretty. How much are they? 12 pounds each. I don't know how much that is dollar-wise. I think they're available now at revolutionbeauty.com. Oh, I must have missed this. I saved it later, but there's also 2 other palettes from iHeartRevolution, so we'll just talk about it all. We already talked about those 2 up there, but there's also these 2. That's a pretty, very dark palette. It's an easy pass for me, and this one's lighter and pinker, probably for like Valentine's-ish. Easy pass for me, but there are actually 4 new palettes from iHeartRevolution. My bad. Oh, okay, so Game Beauty finally revealed their Fantasy palette, and this is what it looks like. They did such a good job with the launch, because right before they showed the actual inside, they shared 3 different like pictures of what creators and artists that they sent the palette to, what they created, and they said, using these 3 pictures, we want you guys to guess the color story. And they had a contest where you could submit and like post on your Instagram stories and color in the colors what you think it would be. I attempted it. I wasn't anywhere close, but it was fun. I love when brands do a really fun launch, and that was definitely one of them. I absolutely enjoyed participating, and then throughout the day I kept like looking at their Instagram to see what everyone else's entries looked like. And the final results, after they got all the entries in, they showed the palette and announced the winners. It was just a really great time. I think they did fantastic, and kudos to Game Beauty for thinking of a really fun way to show and reveal their palette. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty palette. I love the pastels and I love the cool tones of it. You guys know I'm typically into the more pop-in colors and more warm tones, but I like a good cool tone moment, so I'd be intrigued. I know a lot of my friends here on YouTube, like Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner and Betty Jean from Beaut Bean, I know they both got it, and probably a couple others that I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry, but anyway, so a lot of friends, I can't wait to see their videos on it, to see the like pigmentation and quality, and I don't know if I'll get it. I'm kind of like 50-50. Let me know, would you guys like to see me review it? But I'm inundated with palettes, so I'm trying to talk myself out of them, but definitely tempted. Definitely beautiful. Okay, we're almost done here. I'm sorry, I've been super chatty today. But anyway, Give Me Glow finally showed the inside of their Pastel Dreams palette. It is so beautiful. They did share in their announcement post that they did have to change up and kind of tweak colors and just give this palette a little bit of a different spin on the original, which if you haven't seen it, I can go ahead and show. This is what the new one looks like. And then this was last year's. I think this was Pretty in Pastel was what the bundle was called. I know my lights are washing it out, but anyway, there's kind of what it looks like. So I haven't been able to like really look. The yellows look more like lime yellow, which I am totally for. I wish they would have taken the green, which, you know, in here's like a minty green. I wish they would have like made it more of a green, grungy green and been pastel. That's the only thing that I kind of wish they would have, since they were changing it already, changed it up, because it's definitely, it was minty green in last year's, and I like more of, you know, a grungy kind of, you know, dirty green. Anyway, they did say that there are little nuances, there's little differences, so if I can snag this on launch day, I'm gonna buy it. I know I don't need to. I know a lot of you said don't worry about it, but you guys know I like Give Me Glow, and I'm so curious to see the differences, and I think it would make for a fun video, and the palette is beautiful, and I like their formula. Like, their formula is always so nice. Let me jump over here. This is where they do the full reveal. They're going to swatch the shimmers. Their shimmers are beautiful. Their mattes are gorgeous, and yeah, I'm going to get it. If I can get it on launch day, I'll pick it up. If not, maybe I'll pick it up in the future, but it's definitely so beautiful. They did a great job, and like, look at that. blinding shimmers. Like that is a pastel shimmer that I am so down for. Like they're very soft, they're very pastels, but you can obviously tell that one is blue, one is pink, one is yellow. Like they're still colorful, even though they're very, you know, soft pastel shimmers. So anyway, it's out. Did I even say $54? It'll be launching on, late April. They still don't have a date. But anyway, we have a price, we have a view of it, and we have a time frame, late April. I'm keeping my eyes glued for this launch. Okay, last up, we want to talk about Midas Cosmetics and Drench Cosmetics. They are collaborating on the Genesis eyeshadow palette. They've been talking about it for a while, but I've kind of been waiting to talk about it until I had something to show you guys, because for the longest time they only had the front, but now they're showing the inside. So here's what it looks like. This is actually coming to me, I think it's arriving today, so I don't have it to show with you guys here, but I'd love to know your input. What do you guys think about this color story? It's definitely a very like colorful neutral palette, which I'm kind of down for. You guys know if it's going to be neutral, I like it to have some pops of color in there, and there's definitely pops of color with the blue and that phenomenal, that's such a beautiful shade. It has a black in there. It has a very pretty looking ambitious white over there. I'm very intrigued. I know Midas Cosmetics can do, you know, really great things with shimmers, so I am anticipating enjoying this palette. But let me know, would you guys like to see this on my channel? Are you at all curious to hear my thoughts on it? Maybe a first impressions, maybe a 2 looks video. I'm kind of a little indecisive. You guys know I'm like backlogged with, you know, getting videos out to you, and I've had to cut back on uploading, so it kind of cuts back on what I can do. So I'm not sure if I'd be able to fit this in a video, but I can definitely add it into my rotation and review it in the next Palette Palooza ranking video. So if you'd like to hear my thoughts on it, let me know down in the comments, and I'll definitely make sure I do that this next month so I can get that video out to you ASAP. And if you would really like to see it in action on camera or something like that, let me know, and I can try to see if I can fit it in somehow into my channel in a video. But let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it since I am getting it sent in PR. I'd love to know if I can be helpful and share with you guys, you know, my thoughts and opinions, or just a first impressions review on it. Okay, so that is it. That is all the products that we're going to be talking about today. Once again, I am hot under these lights. My battery is flashing at me, so hopefully we'll be able to do this outro before it dies. Any late breaking news are going to be over here because, as I've said before, I film these on Thursday. They don't go up till Saturday. Sometimes brands like to launch really fun launches after I record and before these uploads, so I like to include them if I can at the end here so you guys can hear my first initial thoughts, and like always I can talk about it in next week's video if I want to, you know, make more comments on it. But anyway, yeah, those are all of the launches that really caught my eye this week. Let me know your thoughts on all of them. I think for the most part I was able to talk myself out of them. There's definitely several that caught my eye, and that Lashes by Lena brand, oh my goodness. Be still my heart, it's beautiful, but I don't think I'm picking anything up. So look at me being a good girl because I've just spent all my money on Natasha Denona and Glaminatrix recently. But anyway, the Natasha Denona palette is coming in today. I am so excited. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to stay tuned for next week. As I said, I always do these videos as premieres, so if you would like to come over when it's premiering and chat in the live chat, I would love to have you. I usually announce on my community tab, as I said, what time I'm going to be putting the premiere up so you guys can join. But yeah, that is going to do it for me. I'm going to finish drinking my coffee and start editing this video and waiting for my Natasha Denona palette to come in the mail. But I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.